Hello traders, welcome to marketaddiction.blogspot.com. Today is Wednesday, February the 4th, 2009. And another volatile day today in markets. The Dow closed down 121 points, being the biggest loser at 1.5% loss. Nasdaq was only down 1 point, and the S&P 500 was down 6 points. The rallies in this market seem to be pretty sharp. A lot of people get excited about the upside and want to start buying stocks in here, but they can't seem to last for more than just a couple days, maybe just a day or two. Then they're usually just followed by more big sell-offs. Looking at the S&P 500 on the daily chart, you can see that we've had these lower highs. We're still below the 50-day moving average, the 10-day moving average. It's below the 20-day, which is below the 50-day. I think that eventually we're going to see a retest of last year's lows. Zoomed into the 60-minute chart here. I'm going to start looking to break below this 81.75 level on the spiders to maybe enter some longer-term short trades on the S&P to see if we do get a test of last year's lows. Zoomed into the 10-minute time frame, you can see that we came up today, broke past this 5-day moving average, but with it still declining, the market sold off pretty quickly. Wasn't able to bounce off of it as support. Continued to sell off most of the afternoon. Going over some of the stocks on my watch list. One of the first ones I mentioned yesterday was FII. This was actually the chart that I had posted to my blog. I missed out on this trade in the morning. It broke past this resistance early, ran up pretty sharp, almost up to this 2130 level. I didn't get in on this one. If you did, probably be a good idea to take some profits. Move your stop up very tight on this one. I wouldn't really give it a whole lot more room to the downside because it could easily retrace back to where it came from. Another one on my list was FSS. This was a call on the short side. Has this series of lower highs on the 60-minute, declining 5-day moving average. I mentioned that we've had this 2-day consolidation. I was looking for a breakdown, but instead we got a break up out of it, past the 5-day moving average. Came down, bounced up off of it, and it looks like we're putting in a lower high. I'm still watching this one. I think if it breaks below this level here, putting in a lower low on the 10-minute time frame, I think would be a good short entry with a stop above this level here, or maybe even above this level to give it a little bit more wiggle room. And as I mentioned before, I think it can come down and test this 550 level eventually. CRK is another one I had mentioned. A very similar setup. We've had this series of lower highs in the 60-minute time frame, declining 5-day moving average. Today, we broke up past it, came down, bounced off of it as support, and this one also looks like we're putting in a lower high. If we break below this level and also break down below the 5-day moving average, that would be a trend reversal on the short term, which would be a good entry to the short side with a stop either above here or above this level, depending on your risk tolerance. And I mentioned that I think we can eventually see sell off down to this level, down to here, or even down to the lows of last year. Pretty much any one of these levels, I think you could have a good bit of downside on it. GGB was a stock that I mentioned as a call to the long side. This one gapped up pretty big this morning, past this level that I had mentioned here. I didn't get in on this stock. I don't like chasing these gaps. I never trade the gap in the morning. What usually happens if you buy somewhere in here on the way up, it always ends up reversing on you. I'm going to keep this one on my watch list just to see if it comes down, get some support this level here with the gap fill maybe, and then a move higher. Like I had mentioned earlier, I don't expect a whole lot of upside volume, but it's always good to have some longs on your watch list just in case. Some new setups I'm looking at is BGG. This is a call on the short side. We've had lower high in here on the daily. Looking at the 60-minute chart, you can see the pattern of lower highs that we've had. Looks like we maybe got a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern here. The 5-day moving average is declining. You've had some consolidation the last couple days. I believe a break below this 1460 level on the short-term time frame would be good entry with a stop right around this area. This one has some pretty good downside potential down around the 1345, 1350 level. Another stock on my list is RPM. Similar setup. We've seen lower high. This one actually looks like a little bit of a head and shoulders on the daily time frame. We're below this 50-day moving average. I believe a break below this big level of support here could bring in a fast sell-off. We could maybe eventually see this 1050 level. 60-minute time frame, you can see we've had these lower highs, declining 5-day moving average. If you do get in on this stock, I believe a worst case stop would be this level right here. Zoomed into the 10-minute time frame, you get a little bit better picture for an exact entry. I think I'd break below this 1240 level with a stop either up here, or if you're more aggressive, a stop right in this area, which would also be the area of the 5-day moving average. But I think a break below here could bring in some more sellers, push us down towards this 1050 level. Another one on my list is LNCR. Similar setup, lower highs, below this flattening 5-day or 50-day moving average. Series of lower highs on the 60-minute, declining 5-day moving average. Zoomed into the 10-minute chart. We had a pretty big sell-off in here today. Wouldn't maybe hurt to let this one go for a little bit and see if it gets a retrace back up to this 5-day moving average. And then maybe short it on the sell-off from here with a stop either above this level, or if your risk tolerance is a little higher, above this level up here. Give this one another day to work, see if it gets a little bit of a bounce, and then look to short it. This one also has pretty good downside potential to any one of these areas right in here. Another stock I want to go over is BGC. This is a call on the long side, just in case scenario, in case the market does rally. You can see we've been holding this 50-day moving average as support. Zoomed into the 60-minute time frame, you can see we had a pretty big rally today. Ran up to this previous high, hit it as resistance, pulled back a little bit. 50-day moving average is flattening out. Zoomed into the 10-minute. I think that if we get a break above this 1790 level again, would be a good entry. It might not hurt to let this one also pull back a little bit more and build some more strength at the upside, and then enter it right around that 1740 level, and should get a move higher up to this 2250 or $23 level. And I have many more setups on the watch list on my blog, so be sure to check it out at marketaddiction.blogspot.com if you're just watching these videos on YouTube. Also be sure to check out the other helpful links on the side. Have a great day and stop back.